It's a minute gone past 9 a.m. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on today's edition of News Punch on Diamond 88.7 FM, Lauren, where we bring you the trending stories across the globe. I am Babafemi Adesoye, and here are the news making the waves across the world. In Nigeria, the Police Service Commission has approved the immediate suspension of ASP Drambevandi, the officer who allegedly shot and killed a female lawyer, Bolanle Rahim, on Christmas Day in the Aja area of Lagos State. The PSC's spokesperson, Ikechukwu Ani, revealed this in a statement obtained. This follows the Wednesday recommendation by the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, for the suspension of the suspected killer cop. The Commission also directed that the final investigation into the matter be concluded to enable the PSC take further necessary action. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has met with the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, over the recent extrajudicial killings by trigger-happy cops in the state and seeking appropriate prosecution. A statement by the force spokesperson, Olumiwa Adejobi, revealed that the duo discussed, amongst other things, possible avenues to achieve speedy justice for the victims of the recent shooting incidents in Lagos State. Adejobi noted that the IGP, while extending his heartfelt condolences to the families and loved ones of the deceased, reassured that the cases will be meticulously pursued until deserved justice is served. And in the United States of America, Brazilian football icon Pelé, widely regarded as the greatest player of all time and the three-time World Cup winner, has died at the age of 82. Named Athlete of the Century by the International Olympic Committee in 1999, Pelé is the only footballer in history to win 3 World Cups, 1958, 1962 and 1970. He scored more than 1,000 goals in one of the most storied careers in sport before retiring in 1977. He battled kidney problems and colon cancer before his death yesterday. And that's all we have for you on this edition of News Punch. Up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we bring you the analysis of the stories. Please do stay tuned.
From news to sports, current affairs to entertainment, beautiful music, amazing programs, we got you all covered at Diamond 88.7 FM.
The major talking point in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, I want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Oh, please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can you hold in domain? It's intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people. From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
Yes, it's 6 minutes gone past 9 a.m. You're welcome back to the Diamond Breakfast Show, a production of the News and Current Affairs Department of Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. Now let's get into the analysis of some of the major stories from the week. To do this with me this morning is Dr. David Ehidero, a public affairs and analyst and a social commentator. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
compliments of the season.
Compliment of season to you too.
Oh, thank you.
And thank God it's Friday.
Yes, thank God it's Friday, the end of the week, the end of the
this
year,
this
the end of
the last edition of.
Yes, definitely. So we're making history together.
I love it.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
How have you been?
It's been fine.
Okay, lovely. All right, let's take a look at some of the major political events of the year. Let's begin with the signing of the Electoral Act 2022. The signing of the Electoral Act 2022 into law by President Muhammadu Buhari on Friday, February 25, is considered one of the biggest political events of the outgoing year. This is because the new law is widely considered an improvement on the old one in many respects. It provides a legal framework that empowers the Commission to determine the mode of voting and transmission of results, as well as to review the declaration of election results made under duress. And then the new act also empowers INEC to review the declaration of election results where it determines it was not made voluntary or contrary to the law or guidelines. The review must be done within 7 days of the declaration. This is to address the problem of the declaration of results made under duress. Now, how important is the signing of the Electoral Act?
Well, I think, to be sincere, the signing of the Electoral Act is what gives this credence to election in Nigeria. That gives hope to most voters. A lot of people have made up their mind that they're not going to vote in this country again. Because we have seen cases where you vote and your vote don't count. We have seen cases where there's voters apathy because people don't have trust in the system. It's a system that anybody can just change anything they want to change during the ballot, and even coerce or force people to vote for where they don't want to vote. Or sometimes the thugs will come and hijack the ballot and disappear with it and go out there, vote, and bring back the vote, and it counts. And we have seen the system where you go to the court of law with your grievances, and it will come back without any meaningful achievement.
And the corporates will even be celebrating right in front of you.
We have had leadership in this country that are not elected by people, and their loyalty is not to the people. Their loyalty is to those godfathers that makes them to win the election. And the godfathers, the strength of the godfathers lies basically on the power they have to maneuver the election. It's not that they have the will of the people. Most of the time, you can now see that after the signing of this Electoral Act, even the godfathers are not sure of what will happen. They are now running scatter to ensure that they have a say in this election, because the fact that election may count, and judging from the Ekiti Osun experiment, it's as if the vote of electorate is counting. So, and they don't want that. In fact, the power that be are already fighting it. I think we have to even thank God that the National Assembly have to sign it, because if they had known that this Electoral Act will come to where it is now, maybe they would have played it as politics and not signed, because you can see that even the chairman of the ruling party is no longer comfortable with the Electoral Act, particularly when it comes to beavers. He's already asking that the beavers should be suspended. Even from the ruling party of the party that signed the election, including the Senate president, who was the one that presided over the presiding officer over the proceeding, where the bill was passed. He started testing it by going to court with obvious lacuna, the obvious reason where he shouldn't, knowing fully well that the new Electoral Act is in place. He still carried away with the euphoria, with the perception of the past act of the election. So we want to appreciate God that this Electoral Act is the only thing that we have as hope. So if we test it and it fails this time around, you will see that Nigerians will no longer vote. So it's very important because it has breathed hope for voters. It has lent credence to the claim of Mr. President that he wants to leave Nigerians with the choice of the leaders they want. He wouldn't want to use his power over anything, and that he's going to make INEC to be independent indeed, and that the vote of voters must count. And don't forget that at a point, Yaradua himself said the vote that brought him in was not correct. And Jonathan picked it up and tried his best to the point that even the sitting government was the president was defeated. I will first of all give kudos to President Jonathan for allowing voters' interest to take precedence, to outweigh his personal interest.
Because he had all the willpower.
He has all the willpower. In fact, when President Muhammad Buhari won, he never expected that Jonathan will accept defeat just that way, because Erubebe started it. He expected Jonathan to begin the action. He is the commander-in-chief, and you know the power of commander-in-chief. You can't defeat me. I will go use the judiciary, use everything to bamboozle, to throw anything away that you have done, and I will win. Because he is the one that is control. In Nigeria, the judiciary, because they have impoverished them so much, they lean on the executive. And the National Assembly also, they lean on the executive. So the executive with too much power that he could have used. But he said that his interest, his election should not take the life of anybody. Does not worth. Is one of the best quotes of this democracy. And we have to start giving it to him for that wonderful works. And if you now see, when Buhari now came in, because the truth is that Buhari election also have its own challenges. But Buhari, Nigeria actually wanted change. They brought him in. And initially we thought Buhari will do a lot of things, but he didn't. So the second election of Buhari, the first election of Buhari is even reliable than the second election of Buhari, because he has lost some supporters in the second advent of Buhari into power. So it's doubtable. In fact, Atiku still fought the election and felt you don't deserve this, the second one. But let's talk about it. He has come up and told us that he's going to give Nigeria the best election, and the Electoral Act is the only thing that gives that thing a little hope. If you look at the Electoral Act, the ones that they know will affect them, they expunge it away. Don't forget the battle we fought over the primaries. It was a long battle, because they knew, we felt good candidacy comes from the primaries. You don't just give us junk in your party and believe you are giving us everything. Let everybody determine. So let your primary be like you have done the main election, so that when everybody votes, the main election will have pushed up the best of the best, not the highly monetized
or the highly preferred by a set of people
primary election where a clique will vote for and they have enough dollars to go around to buy their votes. Particularly, the major parties actually bought their votes. They bought their ways to candidacy of their parties. And if they had allowed that section of the Electoral Act to scale through, it would have been better than what we have. But still, we appreciate the little one we have, and we hope that the experiment of this general election will bring us to where we want to get to.
All right, thank you very much. Well, let's talk about this same Electoral Act. Will it have any impact, any significant impact on the 2023 elections? And then why is it that the present administration are just realizing that, okay, these and these are things that can be done to put checks and balances to the electoral processes generally? Because, yes, we've had two different elections that brought in this particular administration. We had one in 2015 and the other in 2019. So why not all the steps taken even before 2019? Let's say, okay, they were not in government before 2015, and then they did not have, the access to do anything. But then, after getting to know all this, between 2015 and 2019, why was this not even allowed to be used on their own victory or success in 2019, so that we can actually talk about the how do I put it now, the credence of the 2019 election?
Let me start from observing that or answering the question that will it have any significant impact?
Yes.
The truth be said, that's our only hope. Our hope is these beavers, this new electoral act. There are some provisions that have really settled some of our worries in the previous elections, particularly the actual voting process. Now you have to thumb print. You have to, before thumb printing, you have to be captured. In fact, you have to be recognized as the true owner of your PVC.
That's biometric.
Biometric recognition.
Okay.
And after that, if you don't scale through, then you won't vote. So you can't steal anybody's PVC and come and use it to vote.
Unlike before.
And as they are measuring, it's a kind of check and balancing. As much as they verify, after scaling through verification of your personality when voting, your actual voting and your verification will be measured, will be compared. So we will be sure that it's those people that are verified that's going to vote. That's a good one.
Okay, on the lighter note.
It's a total departure.
On the lighter note, would you, if all these have been put in place before 2015,
yes,
do you think it would have brought in the administration
back?
Yeah.
Before 2015, you said, because people were tired of.
Before 2019. Sorry.
This 2019, this present administration.
Yes.
The election that brought him in the second time is still debatable. It's still debatable.
Okay.
Because he had disappointed people before that time. He was more of a sickly person, and people and the expectation of this anti-corruption drive was not really there, and the security matter was not there at all. So it was more of traveling abroad to take care of himself.
Okay. Well, are there areas
Nigerians wouldn't have given him the second chance?
No.
So the election, I still believe that it's still contested.
That if all these were put in place before then,
yes,
that means
it would have
actually had a very, very strong impact
off the system.
Okay.
But Nigerians don't take matters too far. We are always contented. We always give up. If it were to be other country, it's still it's subject to a lot of debate. In fact, after its tenure, they should still keep debating that matter, so as to deter such occurrences. But Nigeria will just give up. Look at an ordinary accident that happens. Nigeria will just take out, bury the deceased. And nobody will investigate.
And that's all.
And the beauty of investigation is for us to know why it happened, the mistakes, so that the various traffic or vehicular guardians, the vehicular operators, we use it as a what to know,
as a guideline,
for it not to occur again. But we just buff it up, bury this thing, push the vehicle to the panel beater. The police will rest his case. Everybody goes home, and that is why we are not curbing a lot of things. We don't investigate. This matter is supposed to be a subject of debate in our schools and our colleges, for political science students to sit down with. So I believe these beavers wouldn't have brought Mr. President in to power for the second term. But now he's in power because he's a pre-beavers election. So let's see what these beavers is going to do for us.
Okay.
Because there's not going to be snatching of ballot any longer. Your verification will be done. We will have to keep monitoring and be sure that you are not you are the one that actually voted, and the the clamor, the usual thing for overvoting will be over. We will not see experience of overvoting again, because we will know who is voting. So all this, that's why you can see that the strategists, the evil strategists of politicians are shifting base to attacking and stealing, trying to disenfranchise people from voting, stealing PVCs.
And destroying
PVC has suddenly
INEC officers.
PVC has suddenly become more valuable than naira, and that was why I recommended that the kind of protection you give to the naira in central bank should be given to PVC. In fact, since it happened, I took my PVC from the usual place where I used to take it, and I went to hide it somewhere because it's very valuable. That's my power. And I will exercise it that day by the grace of God.
Yes.
And that is what every Nigerian should look forward to. So if they have not lost their PVC, let them be verified. Or maybe if the card is not ready, let them go to the internet, print out their whatever, make sure the verification is, and let them have access to voting. Okay. So this PVC, these beavers and biometric evaluation has really given us hope that votes will count. And you can see that more than ever before, when though they are still not done enough, these big men politicians that used to sit down somewhere and just call their boys and say that we are the owner of this town, we are the owner of this state. They will just go out there and call their boys to cast the vote, to chase people away, and they know that one man can thumbprint 100,000. So they just gather people to start thumbprinting, and nobody is going to check it. I think they are afraid that it may not work.
It won't.
So we hope INEC will be independent indeed, and will not allow themselves to be coerced into changing the mind of with the will of the people, because everything still lies on INEC. Because in Nigeria, there's another cause that we fear so much. When a law is made, we have to beg people to obey the law. Nigerians, the first thing they do, the next thing they do for every law is how can I circumvent this law. And I don't know, as I'm talking to you, we don't know yet the strategy they have put in place to circumvent the law, because I am sure as much as they are campaigning, they are also strategizing on how to break. If they can penetrate INEC website, they would.
The database. They
will just break it and do whatever. So I hope INEC have put in enough security on that cyberspace, and I hope also that they have ensured that judiciary is properly carried along as a process in this election, so that they will not be buying them. Judges are not happy. They are not fully independent. That's why they don't want to grant them the full autonomy. They want to still keep maneuvering them. Their salaries are so small and all this stuff. So nothing should be able to induce any judiciary officer to act less. They must be strong enough, principled enough to act with integrity. I hope all those people, because it's also a process. Most of the governors that we have, they are judiciary governors. They are judiciary installed governors. And sometimes it's the highest bidder, the one that pays more, that gets it. So all those things, if we're able to, by the time we do this election and we get it right, Nigerian confidence in electoral activities will boost.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Hindero. Let's take another event. The Ekiti and Osun elections appear to have been a litmus test for INEC as they began the implementation of the new Electoral Act. Now, what are the lessons that have been learned from these elections, Ekiti and Osun? And then what could have been done better in those elections? And then does the outcome of those elections have an impact? Will they have an impact on the 2023 general elections?
Yes, thank you very much. In the case of Ekiti, they have brought in the person that I think is popular. And it's actually the will of the people. The fact remains that he was an homeboy and he's still an homeboy. Every of his education was there, so he knows everybody. So it's like he got it. And
is there a difference between a homeboy and a city boy?
Yeah, homeboys. You know, our constitution in Nigeria, we just bring in somebody that is not. That's the only relationship some of these our governors have with their state is biological. Is DNA. They don't have emotional relationship with the people. They will just come from somewhere. Their entire life is their existence is in another town. Their loyalty is to another city somewhere.
In terms of taxes, development, and everything.
Even their social life.
Yes.
They enjoy other places. They will now bring them to one state and ask them to govern because they have biological relationship with that place. So most of the time, they don't perform well because.
So in that light, do you see a preeminence of state of birth over state of origin happening in the nearest future?
Yeah, Nigeria, until we grow beyond sentiment of stakeholders that grow any community. So either you want to be governor, that's why Obama can be president of the United States. He doesn't have biological relationship with the United States, but he's a stakeholder in the United States. So you allow stakeholders to grow your system. And those people that are, we have seen governor in this state before that don't stay in Ilorin. He's always in Lagos. There's his private jet that's always waiting for him at night to take him to Lagos because his heart is in Lagos. His social life is in Lagos.
So what you're saying now is that if I was born in Ilorin and I've spent, let's say, over 30 or 40 years in Ilorin.
If you are not born in Ilorin and
just an example. Just an example. If I was born here and I grew up here, I've spent like the first 30 or 40 years of my life in this town, but I'm not an indigent of this town, or I'm not even a citizen or an indigent of this state. And then someone else that is an indigent of this state happens to have been born somewhere else and grew up there and came over to say, okay, I want to be governor of the state. Who do you think should have,
They should vote for you. Who has been here,
okay,
and you have been contributing your quota to here. And they grow to that level in Lagos. And any society that is still indigenizing their political system will never get it right. You give it to stakeholders.
And not just
not people that
biologically
affiliated. Their only relationship with their state is purely biological. Their heart is not with that state, and they are not performing. And we keep having them, and we keep celebrating and say because his great grandfather was born here. But this guy is not from here. He's not here. So, and we have everywhere in Nigeria we have governors like that, and that's why they build their houses, their businesses are elsewhere.
Okay, now let's go back to the Ekiti and Osun election.
The man in Ekiti got it. Everybody in Ekiti, you can see that there was no much of a legal tussle, particularly concerning the election. They wanted to, the people that took him to court only went there for technicalities, trying to take advantage of their usual technicalities before new electoral act. We have seen places in Nigeria where somebody that did not participate in an election has become governor before. He was just an aspirant, and he became governor. We have them in states. We have seen number 4 becoming governor. So it's a very funny system. It was a very funny system, but this electoral act has really given people hope, and now you can see that Ekiti, they have it. Even in Osun, the dancing governor got the majority of the vote. Now the governor that is trying to hold on to some other technicalities, particularly the certificate, trying to disqualify the dancing governor, not because he did not get the highest vote. You understand?
Just looking for you to have an edge over him.
Just saying disqualify him. He's not qualified because of his certificate. But when it comes to the highest vote, he's not even contesting that much. Okay. And that's why they are always leveraging on such frivolous issues to get to power. So I must say that the electoral act actually did well in Osun. apart from the fact that it was highly monetized, particularly in Osun, it was a play of money. So people, well, I believe that, well, as an adult, either they induce you, either they encourage you, either they deceive you and you allow yourself to be deceived
or bribed,
or once you cast your vote, it's your decision,
and then you face the consequences.
You face the consequence for the next 4 years,
for
8 years. So I wouldn't go for, if somebody can be so myopic to the point of allowing himself, because of one small money, and say that I have casted my vote, or this man is from my tribe, even when you know he's not competent, when you know he's cognitively not he has cognitive deficiency, and you know that it's hijackers that will eventually hijack the government, notwithstanding the health status, notwithstanding the mental status of that politician, notwithstanding the physical fitness of that politician, mental or physical fitness of that politician. You just want to say, it's my tribesman.
Or what about the competence?
The competence and the whatever tendencies of that politician. You just believe that because this person is from my religion, I'm going to vote for him. This person is my tribe person, I'm going to vote for him. Vote for him, you will get the consequence of your action. But if we in the civil service, civil society organizations and the NGOs, we have a lot of work to do. But you know, politicians will not sponsor such. We need to really educate people. Sincerely, we have a lot of work to do, because we still have very myopic set of people. Education is not really working in our system. People are not thinking like educated people. You see some educated people thinking elsewhere. The way they are determining their candidate, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked.
And then you wonder.
And this person is call himself a professor or a PhD, even secondary school, even primary school. You must think well. That's the essence of education. It's not for certification. Thinking well. That's why you go through that rigorous sessions.
Exposures.
You read. You deprive yourself of something. You use your brain. And if you are to apply that brain to our system, we are not. Even as governors, you can't apply your secondary school to governance and be strategic. You see, it's what is bringing us to this level. So Nigerians, we also have to rejig our educational system. Apart from the street education that we must give our people on how to recognize your civil right and how to vote right. So, by and large, Osun election, Ekiti election, though monetized, but we want to take it as the responsibility of whoever has voted. I think it has given us some hope that larger election, if we refuse it being monetized, particularly if the monetary policy of this administration has been allowed to scale through, the politicians know that they won't have money to spend, or else you just sit at the polling unit and be transferring money to people, and you'll be trackable. EFCC will be able to track you and say, you transfer money here for what purpose? What transacted between you and the other person?
This person, okay.
And they don't want it. That's why they are fighting Etasketa
about the cash mop up.
To ensure that Emefiele does not succeed, because he wants to say, Buhari, are you killing us? You brought beavers. Do you really love our party? You brought beavers. Beavers is killing us already. The chairman is shouting, beavers, it cannot work. What's your business? The next thing is that you are saying that people should change their money before election. How do we now? National Assembly is saying that postpone it to June, so that after election, they still want to have access to cash, so that they can still treat people like the way they are used to.
Okay. Anyway, well, ladies and gentlemen, yes, on the Diamond Breakfast Show this morning, we may need to quickly get to pay some bills, and then when we come back, yes, definitely, we'll continue with the show.
Biomedical Cough Expectorant
It good for cough, cold, catarrh plus including nasal congestion. It good for old and also it good for the young too. That is to say, pikin fit use am and na so adult fit use am o. Na product of Biomedical Limited.
Your dreams of owning a home in an organized, well laid out, secured environment with 24-hour stable electricity and portable drinking water is within your reach. Grab this once in a lifetime opportunity as Las Vegas Imperial Estate offers for sale 50 plots of land measuring 450 square meter per plot at 8 million naira. That is a massive 2 million naira off the normal rate of 10 million naira per plot. This end of the year promo lasts from November 10, 2022 to January 31st, 2023. Payments can be made in installments within these 3 months, while outright payments attract a 5% discount. Las Vegas Imperial Estate is located right behind Kwara State House of Assembly Complex, overlooking the Asta Dam water. For inquiries, contact 0806-286-5734 or 0803-046-1993. Las Vegas Imperial Estate, luxury and comfort.
From news to sports, current affairs to entertainment, beautiful music, amazing programs, we got you all covered at Diamond 88.7 FM.
kára o lè pé bàmù rẹ̀ àtòrà dáadáa.
kòkòkò lára ọ̀tá le. ìrànlẹ̀ kò dìde. kára o lè pè ń ban. àtòrà wọ̀ àtòrà pẹ̀sẹ̀ àtòrà dáadáa. kegun tó kegun náà. kára o ya gágá. ara ń ronú tẹ́lẹ̀ kò ronú mọ́. tẹ̀bá ti fi kára o lè pè ń ban ra. lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọnú igun. tó sì ń ṣe àtúntò rẹ̀. òṣùbù yẹ̀kẹ́ fa párọ̀ tàbí fi ẹsẹ̀ dá. fi kára o lè pè ń ban bọ̀. káì ara rẹ̀ ó lè padà yakinlala. action action. ó jẹ́ àwọ̀ká àròmọ̀léegun. làkúègbé ara ríro tàbí ẹ̀yìn dídùn. kára o lè pè ń ban lọ́kọ̀ gbogbo wọn. agbára pọ̀ kára ó lè pè ń bá. tuyi pharmaceutical industries limited. àwọn tó lórúkọ tó ṣe é gbẹ́kẹ̀lé níbi ká po oògùn òyìnbó ló ṣe é. kára ó lè pè ń bá. ẹ̀rọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pín ìrèpàtú òpèrè ta pàtà pọ́npọ́n. kára ó lè pè ń bá. ó kì í síbẹ̀.
kára ó lè pè ń bá mú rẹ̀ àtúrà dáadáa.
Knows Nigeria, understands the people, and knows how to get Nigeria back on the road to growth. His capacity to navigate numerous industries towards growth and expansion is tested and trusted. No one needs to show Atiku Abubakar how to move Nigeria forward through challenges and onto greatness. He already has a sure plan, a strategist in entrepreneur and job creator. Atiku Abubakar knows Nigeria, knows our people, and knows the work. Atiku for sure.
PDP! Power to the people!
Sponsored by the Atiku Okowa Organizing for Action.
àjọ̀dún oríkádùn ìlú òmùaran tún dé o òmùaran festival 2022.
òmùaran ní ìlú mi o gbogbo ọmọ òmùaran ẹ wálé ẹ jẹ́ kájọ ṣe kájọ gbèlú bàbá wa lárugẹ.
láṣẹ ìgbélárugẹ àṣà àti ìṣẹ̀ṣe ìlú bàbá ẹni ló ń sọ ní dojúlówó ọmọ ìlú òmùaran development association ODA ló ń ké sí gbogbo ọmọ ìlú òmùaran ní tìlé toko àti gbogbo èèyàn pátápátá síbi òmùaran festival 2022 Friday 30 December 2022 ni yóò gbéra sọ pẹ̀lú bọ́ọ̀lù apanilẹ́rìn novelty match àti àsánà tó bá di ọjọ́ Saturday 31 December 2022 òun gangan ni ayẹyẹ yóò wáyé láago 10 òwúrọ̀ ní government secondary school òmùaran lábẹ́ alága ọjọ́ náà Alhaji Ganiyu Ọláyínká Oyèdépò tí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ sí Koko Zaria olóyè Solomon Adémọ́lá Ajíbóyè onígẹmọ tìlú òmùaran àwọn alága obìnrin Mrs Kemi Ọládùn ní Fájánà JP aláṣẹ àti olùdarí Twins Faja Nigeria Limited tó wà ní Kọ̀túnlẹ̀kọ̀ àti alájà Dr Mariam Bọ́láńlé Yusuf Kamwaya special guest of honour the executive governor of Kwara State His Excellency Abdulrahman Abdulrazak Father of the Day Bishop David Oyedepo Chancellor Covenant and Landmark University Chief Host Comrade Dide Onyiloye TIC Chairman Irekwadu Local Government Kwara State Royal Father of the Day His Royal Majesty Ọba Abdulrahim Ọládélé Adéòtí olóhùn ẹ̀fọn kejì olóhùn tìlú òmùaran ẹ̀já wálé kájọgbé àṣà àti ìlú bàbá wa ga Dr Oyèbọ̀dé Ali Dúrótoyè Chairman Planning Committee Retired Major General Ọláyẹmí Abidoye National President ODA fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ pè sórí 08034359536 òmùaran Festival 2022 ó máa loud gan.
All right, you're welcome back from this commercial break. Do not let me call it short. Yes, it's still the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM. Ilorin. Today will be the last episode in this year 2022. Today, Friday 30th. December 2022, and I still have in the building right here with me Dr. Ehindero. Yes, we've been discussing about the major events that occurred in the polity of the country this year 2022. So, well, if you want to be a part of this show, yes, we've discussed about the signing of the Electoral Act that happened in February this year, and then of course we've talked about the Ekiti and Osun elections being a litmus test for INEC as they begin to prepare for the next general elections. So if you want to be a part of this show, yes, you can quickly send us a message on WhatsApp 0913 655 6864. Once again, the number is 0913 655 6864. You can also join the conversation on Twitter. Tweet at Diamond 887FM. And then, of course, CC at Don Femi King. Okay, so let's get into the third story right now. Talking about the Atiku versus Wike brouhaha. Going by the subsisting power rotation arrangement between the North and the South, it is the turn of the latter, that's the South, now to produce the country's next president in the first place, as if that is supposed to be really important. And then as a result, the emergence of Atiku, who hails from the Northeast as the PDP flag bearer for next year's presidential election, did not go down well with many stakeholders, particularly from the southern part of the country. Now, the zoning conundrum will have been laid to rest had the national chairman, Dr. Yocha Ayu, honored his promise to step down if a northerner emerges as the party's presidential candidate, but that is not the case. Atiku's choice of Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa as his running mate did not help matters. This compelled Wike, who had pledged to abide by the party's choice of Atiku as the presidential candidate, to demand the resignation of Ayu to compensate the South for the loss of the presidential ticket. Now, the Rivers State Governor is backed by 4 governors elected on the party's platform and many other stakeholders, particularly from the South. Will this brouhaha between Atiku and Wike cost the party?
It has capacity to cause the party because we are used to governors moving from one place to the other when elections like this come. Don't forget the PDP, what's it called? The second PDP that was established by Sarakai group, NPDP.
Okay, the new PDP.
New PDP that moved away from PDP to eventually join APC, and that was what made Jonathan to lose the election, because they were used to those governors. You even wonder, and the political gladiators, what power did they really have? Is it the power of conviction? Is it the power of are they charismatic to that level that people can follow them? What are they following? Are they following their achievements? Is it that these governors have achieved so much that their people, anywhere they go, their people will follow them? Or the money they have stolen, so much of that money that they know that they can use to bamboozle these people to follow them? Wike, for instance, appointed thousands of people as SA, and the fact that we don't have respect for party supremacy in Nigeria. It's used to be party supposed to be the everything of any politician. You can decide to even work for your party and not go into proper governance, and the party will have influence on the government. But in Nigeria, if you become a governor, you are the lord of your party. If you're president, you are the lord of your party. We have seen Mr. President Buhari doing his party meeting in our own office, in our national, in the federal government chamber, deciding who chairs the party. And in the presence of every Nigerian, we were looking at them doing something illegal, discussing party matter
within the facility
of federal government, and they have their party secretariat. That was when he wanted to change Oshiomhole in our presence. He invited his party people, and they were playing parties with our resources. Nigerians refuse to talk. I don't know what to call Nigerians. And we now see a system where a governor will challenge his party. The president of the party will say, I'm not going to support this party. You can fight within the ambit of the party and resolve things. You politicians know how to do that. But Wike seems to be ready for doom. And you will even wonder, what is Wike looking for again? If you can't win the presidency, you are not contesting for governor, you are not contesting for senate, you are just going to become an ordinary citizen in the next. So you think, what is Wike fighting his party for? Is it principle? No. Which politician have principle? Do they really have principle? Whatever he's doing, they are doing to him in party as a party man. Or whatever, has he not done worse to even people from other party in his state and even people in his own party in the state?
And to think of the fact that he has been one of the very few that has remained with the party since the inception.
Yes, so he's fighting to secure his future and to ensure that one party saves him from his doom, from what he has done wrong to the party before, to the country, to the state. Are you getting me?
Yes.
He's protecting all those things, ensuring that, is the stock in trade of this government. If you are a thief somewhere else and they bring you to their party, you are no longer a thief. They will baptize you as a saint.
Okay, let's have reactions of people listening to us right here. I have this message right here on WhatsApp. This says, good morning. To me, the Beavers is still not even at 50% okay for our election, as people made it seem. There is still a lot of overvoting recorded in Osun State election, even with the use of beavers.
Not confirmed.
This means that election can still be manipulated in that area. That's coming from Oluwaseun from Gakombi. Thank you so much, Oluwaseun from Gakombi. Okay, if you want to be a part of this show, yes, all you need to do is just send us a message via WhatsApp 0913-655-6864, or you just call this number. Call into the studio line 0913-655-6952, and then let's have a discussion together on the show this morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, Dr. Zil, good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, happy holidays, Dr. Zil, because you're calling from Fati.
Dr. Zil.
Yeah, you see, when it comes to this 2023 electoral act, it's a good one, but like you asked Dr. Ingel that why is it that this government didn't do certain things before now? It's because they know it will affect them. And I love the way Dr. Ingel put it, that in fact, the current man, our president, will not even come back, because the first one that he enjoyed, because he just want to change, he came to change things badly. So people will not want to vote for him again in 2019, but he just found his way through force and some other shenanigans and manipulation. But then, let us look at this current one. It's going to work for a lot of things, because the current party that is ruling, they will know now that Nigerians will make their choice better in 2023, because nobody wants to continue with problems, because this one is problem. And then the opposition too, we also know that it is sorry about telling us that we did this in the past before this one comes, because the two, we have tested them and we want to see a better one. At least people will choose rightly. Then about Wike and his group, they are doing things at the end of the day, they will blame themselves, because their own party constitution does not allow anti-party. If they announce openly now that they are going to choose this person as their own preference for presidential whatever, their party will take them to court, and before you know it, will affect the likes of Seyi Makinde and co that want to still seek one office or the other. So they should think twice, because everything they are doing for their own selfish interest, not really for their party. And it's going to affect PDP really, because what they are doing is like, history is repeating itself, because Atiku, Saraki and co too did it in 2015, and now the law. So it's also going to affect them. And I want to tell you, 2023, we are going to have a new administration, different from the usual old parties that we used to know. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Zil, for that wonderful contribution. Yes, the number to call is 0913 655 6952. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, ma. Your name and where you calling from? Oh, okay. We lost that call. 0913 655 6952 is the number to call. Let's hear your own point of view, your reaction, your disposition, or even your reservation about all we've been discussing. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and where you calling from?
My name is Taiwo. I'm calling from Taiwo.
Taiwo from Taiwo. Wow, that's beautiful. Compliments of the season to you.
Yeah, I wish you the same.
Okay, so please go ahead.
Kudos to our guest in the studio.
Thank you, Taiwo from Taiwo.
I'm in support of the giver. And I want to give kudos to the National Assembly for passing this law. Because it's helping us a lot. Look at the just concluded also election and Ekiti election. And let us look into what is going on now in the Osun Tribunal and Ekiti Tribunal. It shows that they have overvoting of just 1,000 plus, which is different from what we have been experienced before. So that it shows that BIFA has reduced the level of manipulation in our election to the barest minimum. So that I want to give kudos and I want to urge the INEC not to go back on from using BIFA, because that is one of the ways to strengthen our elections. On the issue of the BIFA governance, they don't have any other choice. Yes, they don't have any other choice because they cannot go to APC. If they support APC candidates, it will definitely affect their candidacy in their various states. So that whether they like it or not, is either they support Atiku or they should forget about 2023 politics. May God bless them. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Taiwo from Taiwo. Yes, Dr. Hidero, I could remember very well in the 1999 elections. Yes, it's a certain set of people had it then that, okay, when it comes to gubernatorial, you vote for our party. And then when it comes to presidential, because the candidate is from our tribe, you vote for that party.
That's about to repeat itself.
Is that not conflict of interest?
Yeah, when Dr. Z, what's their interest? Is their interest for people or for themselves? And so when Dr. Z was saying that it will have repercussion, that they are doing anti-party, what is anti-party in Nigeria?
Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
You can even become governor and they change you. You change your party.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Very good, thank you. Your name and where are you calling from?
This is Bolaji calling from PS.
Bolaji from where?
Yes.
From PES?
Permanent site. Yes.
Permanent site of what institution?
University of
Okay, better. Okay, Bolaji from University of Ilorin. Okay, not everybody knows that terminology. All right, Bolaji, you're welcome. So let's have you.
Yeah. On the issue of the electoral act, I think in this country we have some certain people we need to tell our people. For instance,
hello, are you there? Oh, we lost that call. I think the network has not even been really clear from the inception. Okay, well, just about 5 minutes before 10 a.m., we may not be able to pick any more calls. I don't know whether we still have other messages right here. This will be the size of our package for the year. Yes, let me put it that way. Yes, we are signing out for the year 2022, just to be back next year by the special grace of God, the 2nd of January 2022. That'll be on Monday. And then, of course, 9 a.m. definitely will be the time with Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Yes, special thanks to our guest this morning. Yes, should I say you are now the guest of the year because the last show of the year.
You.
Dr. Ehidera for coming around. And I believe that with all this ride you had with us this year, you will definitely be obliged to continue with us next year.
God saves our lives.
Oh, amen. Thank you so much for coming around. And so special thanks to everybody that called in. And then, of course, those that sent in messages too. Special thanks to everybody that that is always, locking down their dial on 88.7 FM throughout the year 2022. We really, really appreciate you, and we say we are grateful. We say, may the Lord God Almighty bless you and make your way straight by His special grace. Amen. From me to you, Babafemi Adesoye. Yes, I am saying bye for now, and make sure you have yourself a very beautiful 2023. Good morning.